the king's blessing. So one of the most important aspects of becoming a leader, it doesn't matter whether you're leading the country, parent in the household, boss at work, or an older sibling, is the ability to give a blessing. Now, what is a blessing? A blessing is an act that makes another person feel seen and valued. It's the highest form of inclusive caring, and a good example of this would be giving a genuine compliment. And honestly, the younger generations, they're just starving for it. You can see it, you can feel it on them. Most of the youngsters are just being left to their own devices, literally their own devices, neglected, and just being scolded and downtrodden and having it beaten out of them every time they step out of line, but never having a sense of blessing from the people they look up to or the people who are responsible for caring for them. If we as men don't get blessings as boys, especially from older men in the community who we respect and admire, then what happens is we don't get any real sense of grounding for our soul. We don't get that taproot put in to where we can really sink ourselves in and get a sense of belonging. We don't get a sense of peace and grounding in our soul. And that leaves us feeling like outsiders of humanity. From here, this is where it all starts. We get eaten up by fear, anger, insecurities, paranoia. We start looking for coping mechanisms and ways to escape so we can find either some sense of meaning or escape the pain that we feel. And all of that begins because we don't get to feel the king energy. We don't go through the crowning process as young people. If you have the respect and admiration of another person, it doesn't matter how old you are. You could be a 9-year-old boy with a 6-year-old younger sister who will follow you. You are in a very important position. You are the king. Let me go inside. So, like I said, if you're in a position where someone has got respect and admiration for you, you are in the powerful position. You are the king, and you have to make sure that you use that power properly. That means that you're not ordering people around, just bossing them around for the sake of it. You're not humiliating and downtreading them and just using them as lackeys. That's what I call crown stealing. You're taking away from their personal sense of self so you can feel better about yourself. That's Shadow King stuff. That's not what we're doing. Blessing someone else doesn't take away from your own shrine either. It's infectious and it's unlimited, aka omnipotent. If you do feel like blessing someone else takes away from your own sense of self, then there's work to be done. So how do we actually bless? We bless by showing admiration or gratitude for the qualities or actions of somebody else. Now, for me personally, I prefer to talk about someone's personal characteristics as opposed to what they've done performance-wise. We don't want to tie meaning to someone's performance. You know, we have good days and we have bad days performance-wise, but characteristics and values of someone internally really has a deeper meaning. So I want to tell you a little bit about a young man who I used to work with in the school. I'm going to call him PB for the sake of this video. Now, PB was no teacher's pet. He was always getting himself into trouble. Oftentimes he was excluded from class, and I had to do a lot of one-to-one work with him. So there was many characteristics and things about PB that I could, we could say didn't need blessing. However, in spite of all the stuff that was going on in his personal life and how he was performing in school, the fact of the matter is he still had some really good qualities that I made sure that I blessed. Number one, he was super, super honest. And so when I mentioned to him that if he is honest with me, then it doesn't matter what happens. If he gains my trust, then I will ride for him in times of contention with other children and even with other teachers. And he showed me that he came with that quality anyway, but the fact that he doubled down on it, even if he was in trouble, I'd come to him and I'd say, did you do this? And he knows that if he tells me the truth, there's going to be consequences that he's not going to like. And he would stand there and he would say, you know what, sir, I did it. And that's just an amazing quality that I made sure that I blessed in him and let him know that it's something fantastic. Another thing was his sense of justice. If he's seen other children being bullied, whether he liked the children or not, he would make sure that he stepped in between the bully and the person. And I've seen this twice, 2 accounts of this, where he put himself in between a person that he didn't necessarily like and a person who was being a bully and was twice the size of him, to protect that person because he knew that it wasn't the right thing to do. What I'm trying to say is that we're not perfect people. We're all incomplete in different ways, but there are good qualities in all of us that need to be blessed. And if you're an elder and you're in a position of power and you have respect and admiration from people, you need to make sure that you go out of your way to bless the good inside them, to make sure that it grows. If you don't and you only criticize the bad stuff, then what's going to happen is they're going to turn bitter, sour, and on the first opportunity they get in a position of power over you, you better believe they're going to pay you the same lack of kindness and blessing that you did to them. And this is a personal message to PB. You may never see this, mate, but I just want to say that I hope that you're holding up the same integrity and honor and warrior code that you did as a young man. And I'm super, super proud of you. Love you, mate. So that's it, guys. If there's one thing I want you guys to leave this video with, it's this: that a good king or queen uses their power to empower other people. That's what makes them generative. Now go out there and bless up your people, man. See you later.